Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Guild Wars, week 84, day 1. So today we got ourselves a brown day. We also got ourselves, of course, the normal faction event, as is a Tuesday after all. We got Depths of Sin as far as the faction. We went over teams for it yesterday. Probably just going to run it through with a quick kill. I forget what's usable here. A quick kill. Phoenicia? Yeah, I think it's a quick kill Phoenicia. Yes, quick kill Phoenicia. Oh yeah, duh, you can literally just use the meta. Aha! That's why I made it earlier. Oh, they're trying to sell a VIP key today. Not that worth it, but hey, they did get buffed recently. But anyways, let's start off with Guild Wars. Let's see, did our defend team even get attacked? We're on like the lowest rank in our guild right now. Nope, it's only been attacked once and it lost. Ooh. Aww. But yeah, we have much lower stats than we normally do because we're all the way down. We actually scored pretty bad last week. But yeah, we're actually all the way down in the lowest rank, though that is generally half the guild if I'm not mistaken. Because I believe it's 15, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Did I count wrong? I thought it was 15. Well, it's 14 or 15. It's somewhere around there. But yeah, it's like half your guild at any given time. And we almost never hit the lower half. But yeah, we ended up doing that last week. Didn't do the greatest. Or last month, I should say. But hopefully do a little bit better. We went on quite a 4-1 streak the other week. How are we doing overall? We're still doing okay. We're in bracket 4 right now, so it should be a little bit more difficult than last time, since we did move up a bracket. As far as our Brown Guild War, it's still the same thing that it has been. Right over here. Where is my Guild War Brown? There it is. So we're still running the really weird Wild Queen team, but hey, it works. It's actually been pretty consistent for us, surprisingly. I don't think we need to change anything. Well, then again, 20% is only going to affect Wild Queen, so just having Cleanse is probably the way to go. So we're going to change this to Cleanse and be good to go. Because I am not dealing with any stats effects today. Not today. So let's roll with this. Double check that it is indeed brown for the billionth time. I've yet to accidentally use the wrong color on the wrong day. It will eventually happen. But I have yet to do it yet. But anyways, hello Bill. Hello Ricardo. Hello Barbara. Hello Imperial. Hello Michael. Hello Gustavo. Hello Cookie. Hello Sansi. Hello Draco. Hello, Raykin, and hello everyone else. Welcome, 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 welcome. Okay, what do we go for here? Skull, what's your convert? Blue to yellow. Does nothing. Oh, as I give it something. Luckily it's not an extra turn something. Okay, do we have alignment? No, because we're frozen on skulls. So even though we have alignment on skulls, it doesn't actually help us right now. Purple to yellow does not have alignment either. I guess we just clear the board. Since we're frozen on first slot, I can't really do anything about that. He goes for a poke, another poke. We're not frozen anymore, so we can just take this. Go for our alignment. Get a bunch of value. Bunch more value. All the value. Throw down a Wild Queen. But yeah, Wild Team, pretty nice. Wild Queen, pretty nice option overall. Really great pickup. It's actually available on Soulforge this week, oddly enough. But really good for Guild Wars. It's the main purpose that it's used for. While there are a few other things you could use it for, like PvP and such, Guild War is definitely the main thing I tend to use it for later in the game. As well as just in general, even if you're earlier in the game. I kind of want to attack, reduce this guy, just so we can hopefully follow up. Even if you get some value here, it's going to be such slow damage skulls that shouldn't be that bad. Even if he wants to go for a skull spam here, it shouldn't matter too much. And luckily that hits their barrier, because how skulls work, they just kind of do that, and there we go. Hello, Dirt Hero! Hello, Wildest Ship! Welcome, welcome. What will happen if no one in a guild registers a guild war? You just don't participate in guild wars for that week. But you should always register for it. It's literally free loot. Even if you're not going to participate in at all. Even if literally every person in your guild does nothing for the Guild War battle, and all you did was sign up for the Guild War battle, you still get free loot. I think it's like 25 gems and like a few copies of the thing. Or maybe like one copy of it. But you get something for doing literally nothing. Even if your entire guild does literally nothing, you will still get something for it just for signing up for Guild Wars. So there's no point in ever not signing up for Guild Wars. But yes, you just wouldn't be able to participate in the week if you forgot, if your guild forgot over the course of an entire month. I haven't seen that happen yet. I haven't really heard of many instances of it happening. But I'm pretty sure it's happened before. Where somehow an entire 30-person guild forgets to sign up for Guild War over the course of a month. I'm not sure why it even makes you sign up. It just should be automatic. I guess to not intimidate guilds that are a lot more casual, that don't want to participate in Guild Wars, maybe? As it is the most, not probably, it is the most competitive area within the game. As far as difficulty and stuff like that. Especially for newer players. Because it generally requires having a lot of options. He just drained my mana by 2. What'd you convert again? The brown to green is my biggest concern. Right, hopefully this doesn't give him a good board. Okay, we got Wild Queen operational. Oh no, we're frozen on brown! Oh no, because the freeze is still on it. Oh no, I should just Wild Queen there. Mistakes have been made. Shouldn't be that big a deal though. A bit of a mistake there that cost us a bit of points. But overall, I don't think it mattered much. Water. Stay hydrated. Yeah, it also prevents dead guilds from participating, true. That is true. However, there are other ways they could do that. Like, they have a way set up for PvP to make sure that dead players don't show up in PvP. They could do something similar for Guild Wars without having to register for it. Or, you know, without having to have the registry system. Do I just cast? We have Entangle right now, which makes me very much not want to cast. But the value of taking a skull is also very bad. I almost kind of want to take a green and just let him skull poke us. We do have barrier right now, so it's kind of fine to do so. We're still entangled, unfortunately. However, even through entangle, that's still worth doing. But yeah, entangle was really bad when we're using this team. We're just gonna do this and hopefully, well, if we could stop getting extra turns. I want to cast Wild Queen when we have the thing ready. So I guess we take a brown. It's gonna be one of those. How many turns does it take to cleanse with a 20-something% chance? It's one of those kind of days. We actually have alignment on this. However, I'm not sure if I want to go for it. We'll go for it. Oh no, I gave him some manas. Yep, it's one of those kind of days. How many turns does it take for us to get a 20-something% chance to cleanse? Because we have a cumulative 10% chance plus 3 individual 10% chances. So our chance to cleanse this next turn is somewhere around like 50%. Somewhere around there. It's like 50 to 60% between the 3 10% individually and the stacking 10% cumulative. Because the 3 10% don't stack. Like, it's not a 30. The 3 10% aren't a 30%. It's 3 individual 10%. They trigger a bit differently than the cumulative 10% per turn. Okay, finally. Okay, now we can play the game. It only took like 5 turns. But now we can finally play the game. So we'll do that. Dead. Dead. Is he all the way dead? No. How about now? Almost. Dead. Oh, so hello, Steve. Welcome. Hey, dude, he demoted everyone so no one can register for it. That's kind of funny. Oh, we're already on the final battle. It's been going pretty smoothly so far. Nice, solid Wild Queen day. She does tend to be the one of the better scoring troops in the game. For Guild Wars. Okay, I think we try for yellow sky and just hope we get lucky. Nice, we actually did. The only problem is this board is not lucky. I want to skull distract him here. I'm not sure if we'll successfully get it or not. We did not. However, he didn't do the ability. Okay, he still did. Ooh, okay, that's a little scary. We could actually lose this. Did we just lose to Tina 9000? That's possible. A first slot Tina 9000 killing us. He's gonna get so much mana back. I kind of want to do it. We actually lost to a first slot Tina 9000. Oh, it's not over yet, but the second he rope darts us, it's over. We got too much to kill through. Especially since next rope dart wins. Oh, and he already got next rope dart. And we're entangled. And we can't do anything. It's dead. Rope dart, stop being so broken. Stop being the best weapon in the entire game. I'm really surprised they nerfed life and death, but did not touch rope dart. Oh, that was on track for 9,600 too. Generally, if you score over 8,000 with 4 wins, you are on track for 9,500 plus. Very unfortunate. But yeah, Tina 9000 cast got us. I'm actually not using Tina right now for any of my defense. Mostly because we're still using all the books. All the books. We might change some of them soon. But today's, or this month's, or this, yeah, I guess this month, is going to be somewhat bad data just because we're so far down. And we're only going to get like a few battles each day, as you can see by the fact that we've only been battled once. But we're not going to get too much data, unfortunately. Also, we're not going to be able to get more data if we keep getting 4-1s. That is a high 4-1, if nothing else. But you even see it's decently high. Anything above 8,000 is a pretty decent 4-1. Though close to it's not bad either. Let's check all the 4-1s. Did we get the highest 4-1 in our guild? Let's see. We got an 8,066 4-1. I'm seeing a couple 8,000s, a couple below 8,000s. Oh, there was an 8,060. Next did really good on this 4-1. But yes, we got the highest 4-1 in the guild. So we were really on track to score well. We just had a really bad final battle, unfortunately. Okay, let's go change our medals. Okay, let's see. We got some deeds today. Yellow deeds. No Imperial, though, unfortunately. Definitely want to go grab those. And after we clear out dailies, we'll be grinding out the faction. And everything with that. Where's my Phoenicia team? Phoenicia! I should really make another copy of it or something. So it's actually towards the top. How much you want to make a bet once it's actually available and Soulforged are going to nerf it? That might actually happen. As much of that would kind of be a joke if that happens, that might actually legitimately happen. Rope Dart hasn't been available for a little over a year. If they don't nerf it when it comes out again, they're probably going to nerf it like a month or two after. Because Rope Dart hasn't been available for so long that there's going to be a really heavy Rope Dart meta the second it becomes available again. Because everyone will have it. Kind of like how Life and Death kind of got nerfed in that way too. Life and Death came being available about, what, a month or two ago? About 2 months ago? Or actually at this point, almost 3 months ago. I forgot, it's already February, gosh. This first month has just flew by of 2021. But, I can't believe it's February already. But, yeah, about 3 months ago, I believe Rope Dart was available. So, and then they got nerfed like a month later. I feel like the same thing's going to happen with Rope Dart. Kind of like what happened with Life and Death. Where Rope Dart's going to have its event. Everyone's going to have it in the entire game pretty much. Because of how good it is. And the people sharing that it's so good. Then everyone's going to form like ultra meta teams with it. Well, there already are. There's already plenty out there. And then it's going to get nerfed like a month later. Or 2 months later. That's pretty much going to be the cycle of Rope Dart. Calling it now. 1 to 2 months after Rope Dart is in Soulforge, it will be nerfed. Calling it now. It's insanely good value, though, in the current state of the game. It's probably the only weapon I would consider an S+ or S++ tier. It's just that strong. It's like a tier above S. It is just that strong. The main reason you don't use it in every single battle is it's not the quickest of options for your standard battle. But when it comes to not losing, it probably has the highest win rate of any weapon in the entire game. It is exceedingly good at not losing. I'll throw it down. Well, just one shot. It would have if you didn't have spell reduction, or if we just had one higher magic. There we go. And luckily it had curse, so even if it had barrier, it wouldn't have mattered. Though it had bless, so I guess that technically would have mattered either way. Man, anyways, let's go clear out dungeons real quick. And then we'll go mess with the faction. Oh, I'll throw that down. Also, we'll have the code in a little bit. We'll play a few faction battles before we end it out, though. But we will have a code, as we always do. Also, tomorrow we get the new Ox pet. Lunar New Year's is in 3 days from now, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it's on the 12th. And, of course, we're getting the pet on Wednesday because we always get the pets on Wednesday. That's just always the thing, regardless of when the holiday occurs. Next week, if you're wondering where the Valentine's Day pet is next week, next Wednesday. We're doing Lunar New Year this week, and then the Valentine's Day. I actually forgot what it is. The Valentine's Day Panda, if I'm not mistaken, is next week, next Wednesday. Well, it's definitely next Wednesday. I think that's what it was. The Valentine's Day Panda. There's one way to find out. I'm pretty sure though. So we're still nowhere near done with the getting a pet like every Wednesday for weeks on end cycle that we're on right now. There's just so many holidays. What am I looking for? I'm pretty sure it was a panda. There it is. There's the little guy. I'm pretty sure you guys can see it, even though it's popped out of this window. I always find that kind of weird. It's actually a separate window. Yeah, I believe you guys can still see it, even though it's separated as a different window. But, yep, there's a little panda guy. That's for Valentine's Day. And obviously you can see the ox in game, but there is the ox. If he ever wants to load, there he is. Let's see. How many more weeks of pet every single week do we have? Oh, never mind. It actually ends with the panda. The us getting like 5. Was it 5? Yeah, it was 4 Wednesdays in a row with 5 pets kind of in a row if you count the faction. Yeah, 4 Wednesdays in a row we had a pet. It was the Goblin pet, the Australia Day pet, the Lunar New Year pet of the Ox that we're getting tomorrow, and then Valentine's Day pet. And in that time, we also got a faction pet, but that was a Friday pet, not a Wednesday pet. So we got a lot of pets. Oh, yeah, I forgot. One of our tasks was to go do that. I forgot. Hold up. Let me go finish my tasks. I forgot. We still have some left because one of them was to go do dungeons today. Kill elemental enemies in any battle except training. Where's the highest amount of elemental? Drifting Sands? I actually forget. I'm pretty sure Drifting Sands. Let's go run it with Dust Devil. Should I? You know what? We are. Let me go bring out the Dust Devils. Let me go dust off the Dust Devils. I saved this other team because I had a feeling we'd need it. So what we're doing here is using the 2 Dust Devil version. The reason for this is it hits 30 damage. So even if they have higher durability, which they will likely in other locations, you can still run this team. So if you want to farm trait stones at other locations, you could use something like this. And even if they have above 20 durability, it will still kill. It's slightly slower, but compared to what you would normally use to win, it is quicker. And they should be able to kill the legend as well. So even when we come up to this battle and fight the legend, 30 damage should be enough to kill most legends in the game. Also, even if they have spell reduction, as long as the spell reduction is on like a legend or mythic like it is in Adana and Whitehelm, you should be fine. Or that 175% spell reduction that's in Dragon's Claw you'd want to avoid too. Oh, then again, how much are you really doing in spell damage? I forgot, because that 10 damage actually isn't negated by anything in the game. the damage that you get from Ironhawk, there's nothing in the entire game that negates it. It's just considered damage. It's not skull damage, it's not spell damage, it's just damage. I guess you could kind of consider it pure damage in a sense. I'm not sure if it even has a proper term in this game. But damage done via traits are basically pure damage in the sense that they are unaffected by basically everything. That also means they aren't increased by Hunter's Mark nor by Fairy Fire. But they also aren't reduced by anything at all, other than Barrier. As far as like reductions are concerned, there's nothing that specifically reduces them. So they're basically pure damage. Oh, we hit 20 gems. That's not what we're looking for though. Still need more elemental kills. What was the pre-patch Dust Devil like back in the old days? Basically, it was just a Dust Devil with high magic. Basically, imagine this magic value affecting that damage. Obviously not that high though. It was in like the 20s, maybe low 30s. But basically, that magic was added on top of that value. So if it was, if this Dust Devil was pre-nerf Dust Devil, it would hit for 49 damage right now. Obviously back then magic was way lower. But it was still enough to one-shot quick battles. It was like 20 something damage with the 5. Forget exactly. But that's what Dust Devil was like. So pre-nerf Dust Devil in the current state of the game, or at least ours right here, would hit for 49, which is obviously very broken. Also, did we get our elemental kills yet? I feel like we should have. Gosh, I hate trying to click on this tab. We have surprisingly not. Does Drifting Sands not have that many elementals? I thought it does. Like half the kingdom's elemental. This battle right here is like triple elemental. Oh, they have too many monsters though, I forgot. It's still 2 elementals in the battle though. But yeah, it's elemental and monster that they're really heavy on. The monsters might be getting in our way. Explore Forest of Thorns. Does Forest of Thorns have a better ratio than Drifting Sands? I know there's about 3 or 4 with a really high amount of elemental. I normally do it in Drifting Sands. I'm not sure what every kingdom's ratio is for every single troop type. Like, obviously some are pretty obvious. Like, if you want to kill mechs, you go to Adana. But some are a little bit less obvious. Yeah, Broken Spire has quite a bit because of all the golems. It also has 1 or 2 trolls. And all the trolls are elemental. This place is a troll's ball. The desert troll. Actually, there he is right there. But yeah, it's still getting pretty good mount. Like here we have 3 elementals. The monster in the back. It's averaging like 2, I would say. Occasionally getting 3. The problem is the faction, all 4 of the faction troops that came in kind of nerfed it a little bit for elemental. Because if I'm not mistaken, only 1 or 0 of the 4 faction troops for this place are actually considered elemental. So it drastically reduced the ratio of elemental that this place has. Oh, we got Soul Gnome. There we go. Unfortunately, he does not count as an elemental either. He's getting in the way of my elemental kills. Oh yeah, the legend here is even elemental as well. The other one isn't, and the other one, Great Maul's monster. Does anyone remember when Great Maul was meta? Good times. Actually, that was around Dust Devil times. It's been a while. Okay, let's go do our final task, since I kind of forgot about these. Oh, never mind, we're already done. Never mind, we have no more tasks. This task takes literal seconds. What was it, 3 browns? Let's see, is there anything even good in brown? Ah, Dust Devil! Well, if you don't have Dust Devil yet. That's kind of funny. He became meta again. And of course, because he is, we didn't get a single copy. Not like I need it, though. Oh, so that was really elemental heavy. I think like half those drops were actually elementals. There we go. Let's go claim the rest of our awards, because why not? Oh, we can go max the pet. Oh, wait, is that max? Yeah, that is. Nice, we can go max the pet. Oh, yeah, we're already at 950 or 960. I forgot. Because we have the extra bonus thing. Ooh, for the first time ever, we get to go to those extra rewards. What do you even get for the extra rewards? Aren't they all pretty bad? Well, you get a decent handful of gems. Let's see, 120 plus 90 is 210. So you get 210 gems. 10 gem keys. Okay, so you get 210 gems, 15 gem keys, 8 event keys, and a vault key. Plus you get a major purple. Plus you get everything 500 and above from week 5 forward 1 week early. Like, for example, we got the sun already, which isn't really that notable. But we get the mythic next week a week early, which is pretty notable. But, yeah, not the greatest of loot, but a little bit extra does help. Every little bit goes a while. Okay, so next order business. We did that. Let's go to the faction a little bit, then we'll hand out code, and then we'll go from there. Also, we're almost already a level. Gosh, I've been getting some Dust Devil grind in, but I was waiting a little bit until we get EXP boost from Guild Wars this week. Because if we can get a big EXP boost, that would obviously be quite beneficial. I'm not sure if we're going to win today or not. Let's see. Assuming everyone goes flawless, we're not winning. The only way we could possibly win is if all 5 of our guild mates do their battles and their guild mate doesn't. That is the only possible way we win today. Is if every person in our guild does their battles. They all do at least 1 loss at most. That would be 8,000 times 5 is 40,000. Yes, that would be enough. So as long as all of my guildmates do their battles and lose a maximum of 1 time each, we would beat them if their last person does not do their battles. But that assumes all 5 of ours would and their 1 wouldn't. So the likelihood of that happening is not that high. So we might have to wait for a different day to go for the farming. But anyways, let's get into the faction. So do we even need magic? If we're using Phoenicia, I guess the answer to that is yes. Let me actually go copy paste the team because we're going to need this. Of course, we showed it for the Monday video. Let's go grab this so we can just put it in. That's one nice thing about just having these here. Yep, that's not where I want to go. Let's go to... oops, that's also not where I want to go. I will eventually click the right game mode. That is for the 3rd time, not the correct place where I want to go. I will click like every tab before I get here. Oh, no, you can't paste teams! You still can't paste teams! Oh, gosh, you're going to make me manually put in Rowan or a Phoenicia meta. Let's see, we need a Leprechaun. We need a Phylactery. We need a auto-win. We need a 50% mana start for the auto-win. And banner, I guess we just go to double guy. Since for whatever reason they made that banner super broken. And then we change our class so literally anything with Red Storm. I think I showed it with Suncrest, so you could also do it with the other thing. I get slightly more damage doing it with Sunspear, which is what I meant to say. Not the Suncrest hero class, but the Sunspear. But, yeah, I guess we'll just do it with Sunspear. Might as well. Alright, let's roll with that. You can actually run the Suncrest hero class with Red Storm, which gains slightly more damage that way, but it's very extremely minuscule. I'll just stick with the safer method of just having perpetual Red Storm. Okay, I don't think we need to change anything else. That seems good to go. And it should one-shot for a very long time. I think with my stats, it one-shots till about 70. Somewhere around there. Possibly even further if we had the extra 12 magic for her. Okay, as soon as we finish out 2 delves, I guess we'll hand out a code. If anyone still has any other questions or anything you want me to go over, let me know. Make sure to do so. Oh no! Cast that first. Good thing I didn't click it. Every time you don't cast that, you lose out on about 100 souls or so. Because normally I get 12 souls per battle. And casting it once gives us 122. which means if I was to not cast it, I would lose out on 110 souls every single time we don't cast it, which is obviously a pretty substantial amount of souls for not clicking a single button. It's basically a claim 100 soul button, is basically what that is. Though it might be slightly higher or lower depending on VIP bonuses. But it's basically a claim 100 soul button. If we can actually get mana for it, which is the reason why we run it. Obviously, running Phylactery doesn't actually help increase the speed at which we win at all. But free souls is free souls. And you might as well get some when you can. As having to go out of your way to soul form is exceedingly annoying. I haven't gone out of my way to soul form for like 3 years. Obviously, you do a lot as you're progressing through the game. But in the current state of the game, I have actually not soul formed for 3 years, I'm pretty sure. Which I am perfectly glad with. Because soul farming is pretty annoying. It's extremely repetitive compared to some other farming methods within the game. Though the current meta for it's not that bad. It's not as bad as like the previous method. You actually have to think for the previous method. The sacrificial priest method's not as bad. It's a lot more AFKable compared to the current method, or the current method is a lot more AFKable than the previous method. In that you can kind of do other things simultaneously with it. Obviously you can't like literally AFK, but you know, you could focus on something else while you're doing it pretty effectively and still get near max speed. Okay, I can go here. I hate the form of this layout, by the way. The big circle thing. It's not the worst format in the game, but doing it optimally is kind of clunky. To the point that I generally don't bother doing it optimally. Because every single time you have to check both sides to do it optimally. Dragon Soul, Double Farish Raw, RimWorld is actually the old method that I was referring to. The new method for running it for about a year now. I think it's been about a year. Actually, a little over a year. But the newer meta for it is to run Phylactery, Sacrificial Priest, Farish Raw, and Leprechaun. Or if you have it, double Farish Raw instead of Leprechaun. Basically, how you play it is you cast Leprechaun, or take a purple, and then you win. You just throw Phylactery, you throw down Sacrificial Priest, and then boom, you won. Ever since Phylactery could reach max souls, that has been meta instead of Dragon Soul method. Before it wasn't, because you had to cast Phylactery twice for it to work. That wasn't particularly quick. But now that you only need to cast it once, and that's been a while for, that way for almost a year and a half now. But ever since you only need to cast it once, it's become much more efficient that way. Though it does require having a magic value high enough to do so. But it's not particularly high. Like, if you already have the plus 12 magic off of medals, you probably already have enough magic off of base stats. And even if you don't have any of those medals, you probably already have enough. I believe 5-star all kingdoms. Once you start working on those 10 stars on Magic Kingdoms, I think once you have every Magic Kingdom 10-starred, you have enough magic for it in the current state of the game. I'm not 100% certain on that, though. But it's somewhere near there. Because you also get 5 magic from Hero class, which has been that way for about 2.5 years now. Well, when Kingdoms upgraded, just came into the game that, or you know, more of them. That kind of pushed it over. And the real thing that really pushed it over as far as accessibility was, of course, Nisha medals, since each one is 4 magic. I think my Phylactery, what is our soul gain on it? 64. So we're actually 24 above what we need. Although we are in a faction right now. So it's a little inflated. What's my actual value for it? $44? I don't think it's counting some of my bonus. Let me look what it looks like in this team. Oh yeah, that seems more like it. 55. So yeah, I have 55 magic on Phylactery. Where were we? Go back to here. Also, once we finish out this faction, we'll hand out a code. And then we'll finish out the faction event. Ow, 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 I just stubbed my... I just shoved the back of my foot against a chair thingy. Phylactery, Sacrificial Priest, Double Fairshraw is what the team would be. You run it with Archmage's hero class. Then you take a purple, and then you won. If that purple surges, you get full mana for everything. I have not extensively tested what the soul difference is between the Leprechaun version and the Double Fairshraw version. But from what I've seen and heard, the Double Fairshraw version is slightly higher. But yeah, this is the soul farming team I was referring to. Let's just go to Wild, somewhere where we're already set to level 1. But this is the soul farming team right here. Where'd it go? Right here. But it's Archmage's hero class, +2 purple, +1 yellow. With Phylactery, Sacrificial Priest, Fairshraw, and Leprechaun. Or Double Fairshraw. The main reason I have it set with Leprechaun is we actually use this to do the soul objective every week, or whenever we get it. And this is a bit quicker for doing that soul objective, because normally the soul objectives like get like 80 souls or a couple hundred, and this does that. It is 366, or at least with my bonuses. And then the Fairshraw method's pretty similar, obviously, to Double Fairs, except it's you don't depend on Leprechaun. You actually have to do the board. So the Leprechaun method's a lot more AFK in the sense that you don't need to worry about the board at all generally, whereas this format does require you to take a singular purple. And sometimes you can get a little unlucky on getting that singular purple, to the point that we actually had to take so much manual mana there. But you then cast it normally, and then it dies, and then boom, a bunch of souls. Instead of the 366, we get ourselves a 549, which is about, how much of a difference is that? It's like 100, actually that's almost a 200 difference. It's like a 180 difference in souls, which is a pretty decent handful. But yeah, that's the premise. That is the premise, and that's the quickest soul farming method in the game. We literally just gained like 1,000 souls in just demonstrating it. Anyways, let's go back to the faction. Oh, we already did the thing. Let me go hand out code. Let's see. I was like, wait, when did we do the faction? Let me go do that. Okay. So, code, where are you hiding? Let me go get you. We cut this. Oh, so I've had a headache all day. And it's starting to show up again. I think it might be because of this light, actually. It's blinding. No, it's not actually not turned up too high, but it has been a headachy day. It was fine for like the last few hours, but then it was like a sharp pain all of a sudden. Let's see. I am looking for the code section. Put that in there, put that in there, put that in there, click refresh, put the whole thing over there, put that over there, copy the whole thing, and give it to you guys. Why will it not click on there? There we go. There's a redeem code used on gemsofwar.com for the game code section. Your invite code can be found underneath your settings menu, whatever game says right over there in the bottom left corner is where you put in for your invite code. Redeem code is right over there in chat. Just copy paste the random numbers and letters starting with OBF. And give the same reward as always: 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Enjoy, everyone. And of course, Mythic still available. You got 3 days left. Well, technically 2 days left. You have all of tomorrow, all of Thursday. So 2 days left. Because technically, even though Friday's 3 days away, it's as far as actual time, it's like 2 days and 5 hours. 2 days, 6 hours. Yeah, 2 days, 5 hours. So you got 2 days and 5 hours to go get it. So good luck with that gem key if you get it. Also only usable on PC mobile version of the game. But anyways, let's go finish out the faction event. Because that's the main last thing we need to get done today. As far as main objectives. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I don't have a chant right now. I should probably go get that. Even if we don't need it, it still saves like 20, or maybe not 20 minutes, but it saves about 5-10 minutes for only 30 gems. Plus you get a random treasure that could be a good treasure. Though that is not a good treasure. Sometimes you can get some good treasure from it. It's actually the cheapest treasure you could ever buy. So it's kind of always worth going for in that regard. Because occasionally it will give you like a genie lamp or the elephant thing. But yes, as Bill mentioned, definitely feel free to like the stream. Helps out a lot and is greatly appreciated. If anyone still has any other questions, do let me know. If I missed anything in chats. Let's see. I already answered that. Also, hello, Tyrion, if I didn't already say hello. Also, hello, Jeff, if I didn't already say hello. And Daddy Shark. Though Daddy Shark was here earlier, though. For whatever reason, I don't feel like I said hello. Hello, Bernice. Hello, Kosh. Hello, Zonatim. Hello, Imperial. What else do I think I haven't said hello to? Hello, all the other peoples. Hello, everyone who hasn't said hello. Let's see. We'll throw that down. Get our brown over here. Go for our explosion. Actually, no, we need explosion. Lucky Cascade. Always great to see them. If only they would happen in Guild Wars more often. When we actually need them. Like, we'll get all the lucky extra turns, but it'll never be when we really need it. Like during a level 500 pure faction or Guild Wars or any other instance where it would actually matter. The previous level 500 pure faction the other week, that was actually pretty easy. Last week in Spear faction. It's not the easiest we've ever had, but it was definitely towards the easier side. Mostly because of true damage. True damage really made it a lot easier. Let's see, let's write that down. Gosh, headaches are the worst. Which one would you go for first, Dawnbringer or Duskbringer? Hands down, Dawnbringer. Dawnbringer is about 5 times more useful than Duskbringer. Like, I still use Dawnbringer on occasion, mostly for Thursday class events, and ever so rarely otherwise. But Duskbringer, I like pretty much haven't touched since the week it came out. It's just not as usable due to its 5 higher mana costs. If it was the same mana cost as Dawnbringer, it would still be questionable if it would actually be used more. Just because the consistency of Barrier is a lot better than the potential of what Deathmark would do. Well, obviously the luckiest potential off of Duskbringer is better. The consistency of Dawnbringer is way better. So even if they had the same mana cost, Dawnbringer might even still be better. But Duskbringer has a 5 higher mana cost, which makes it a lot worse. Unless you're really specifically using those death marks, you would almost never use the weapon. Like if you're using it for the damage on the weapon, you would pretty much never do that for the most part. If you're using it mostly because of the death mark attached to it, not the damage attached to it. Whereas if you're using Dawnbringer, you're using it for more so the damage, and partially for its barrier. It is one of the most accessible 4x barrier options in the game as well for weapons. Actually, it's not the only 4x barrier weapon, it might actually be. There's several troops that can do it that are somewhat low rarity, but having on a hero class weapon is pretty nice. The other problem with Duskbringer is there's a lot of weapons that do very similar to what it does. Like Crippling Death or whatever that weapon's called off of Necromancer class. Like it's pretty much like a mini version. of Dustbringer that only uses purple. That does very similar to what it does. Whereas no hero weapon does what Dawnbringer does. Did I talk about the faction weapon? The 8th Sin? Which one? That one that has that mana drain that's kind of like Anu Scepter? It's basically just worse than Anu Scepter. I mentioned it very briefly on the Monday video. I think that's the one you're referring to, right? But yes, it's really bad. Oh, I didn't go over it on Monday video. I went over the faction video. But you're referring to the weapon that just came out last Friday, right? Last weekend. The weapon is basically just a weaker version of Anu Scepter. It does more than Anu Scepter, but its higher mana cost makes it not viable. Its perks are also worse than Anu Scepter. Yeah, it's 6 higher mana cost and its perks are worse. The only benefit it has in comparison is that mana drain, but it's not enough to justify all the faults it has compared to Anu Scepter. Unless you needed an Anu Scepter that were specifically those colors, you would pretty much never use it. Oh, the one that's out today. I'm pretty sure it's useless. I do not recall. Pull an enemy and myself to the front, create some skulls, and 8 more if the if my life is higher. You'd pretty much never use it, mostly because the enemy stats would have to be lower than you. So if you're using it for, let's say, a World Lore event, they're generally going to have higher HP than you at any point where you wouldn't be able to kill them. So you wouldn't get that extra. And in PvP, you would have to already have higher stats than the enemy. It's very situational when you would use it, and it's pretty much only PvP. And it's probably too inconsistent for Guild Wars. But yeah, there's pretty much no instance where you would use this. Defend AI would never use it correctly. And the instances where it might be okay to use it, or start using it, like the HP value of the enemies would probably be higher anyways, to the point where you wouldn't get the extra 8. So there's pretty much no point ever using this weapon. It just loses too much value from not having higher HP. And generally when you're fighting things that have lower HP than you, you would be using a different mechanic than that. That would be much quicker. Because generally skull spamming things that have lower stats than you is not a good idea. There are some instances where it works, but generally you don't run skull spam against things that have lower stats than you. Similar stats, yes, but specifically lower you don't tend to do it for. Like substantially lower to the point that I would actually get consistent would be a point where you wouldn't even need to use it compared to other options, which is why it's pretty much never used. It's an interesting weapon concept, though, I do have to say. It's just not that viable. It's always good to see more movement options, if nothing else. This game really lacks movement options. I think the biggest comparison as far as games is if you compare it to Darkest Dungeon, like the movement options for that game, which has a 4-team setup, and then you compare it to Gems of War's 4-team setup, and it seems like Gems of War has like 0 movement options in comparison. Like Darkest Dungeon was exceedingly heavy on the mechanic of position on your team and moving around. And while obviously Gems of War wouldn't use every single one of those mechanics, the exceeding lack of movement is pretty high. Like, there are very few things that have movement capability in Gems of War, and even fewer that have viable movement options. Hello, Tasco! Welcome! I almost said taco. I must have taco in the brain. It is Taco Tuesday. Gosh, I haven't had tacos on Taco Tuesday in a very long time. You know what? Once we start cheating and finally go for fast food, We need to go order Taco Bell for Taco Tuesday. That needs to happen. Hopefully they still have their fries. Their fries are so good, those nacho fries. Haven't had them for over a year since we haven't done fast food in that time. Watch, the second I break the starting to eat fast food again, they won't have nacho fries anymore. I believe it's a rotating item still. I wish they would just keep it as a permanent item. It's too good of an item to not have it as a permanent item. Have you noticed that the codes have interesting autocorrect words? I forget if I mentioned it. I was thinking it as I was saying the code. But this current code's almost OBS, which is the software I used to stream on. It was like, what, OBD or something? I forget what it was already. But OBS is the initials for Open Broadcasting Software. Yeah, it was OBF for the code. The OBS is what we stream with. Specifically, the Streamlabs OBS. There's several versions of it. I actually use two different versions. I use the Studio for recording, the OBS Studio, but I use OBS Streamlabs for recording. I mean, for streaming, I mean. And the Studio version for recording. And both are completely free too, which is nice. Gosh, pure shards, it's perfect to see. It's actually exactly what I want to see every single time. So we already got all the Val Ravens we need to clear through. So you're always going to get enough with one pack thingy. You would never not get it with one thing, unless you somehow miss a Val Raven. Which can happen. Though when you're one-shotting like this, it generally doesn't. Yeah, I never really understood that either. Like why some companies would stop serving their most popular item. I think it might be because some people who already have a habit of going to a place to eat might already have that habit to a degree where they don't need to like lock them in. Whereas if they have like a really good item and people just kind of don't normally eat there on a regular basis, it might entice them back in to go eat there. I'm not sure. There's probably some kind of extremely complex, over-convoluted money-making logic to it. We'll go for that. Also somewhat unfortunate that Phoenicia's starting to stop one shot. I'm not sure if that's going to deter me from stopping using her. How did I get involved in flea marketing? Mostly from my dad. It's definitely not something I would have picked up otherwise. Because I generally prefer using digital related stuff and not do it with physical items. However, I did learn quite a bit about the physical market compared to digital market though. Because they are both two completely different things as far as how you sell in both. We'll go for this one. I don't think we're getting a full man off that. If we cascade, we will. I have no clue where the boot fair is. But basically a flea market, well, it depends on the kind of flea market. As far as a generic flea market, basically the way that it works is you go there, you pay to basically rent out a table for a day, a week, or you know however long you're going to be doing it for. Generally, it's worth just always paying by the day or by the weekend, just because in case it rains or something, you generally don't want to pay by the month. Or if you're choosing different locations and you don't know which location you want to use on a given day. If there's multiple within your area, you might not necessarily want to lock in a location at a certain location because you might be switching between different markets. But basically, you just pay for a table for a day or multiple depending on how much stock you have, and then you just sell it there. Some flea markets are a little bit more themed as far as what they have for sale. Some are even like literally just for produce and stuff like that, which obviously you can't do with random junk. But generally, most of them are just kind of just whatever. Where it's a combination of people selling produce, people selling knick-knack stuff, people selling literally anything that can be sold legally. And some people selling stuff illegally. There was actually a guy at the one really good flea market who sold movies illegally. Like a bunch of copied movies. For like $1. He made a lot of money. Oh, that's obviously illegal. Not sure if the law ever caught up with him. Let's see. Here's a really nice guy, though. Let's see. We'll put it down. We got a problem. We need a lot more mana, and I don't have a lot more mana. Now we have a lot more mana. Yeah, Phoenicia's starting to fall off at 70, it looks like, with our current stats. But we're pretty much already at 80, so I might as well keep going. We're already here, might as well finish out with Phoenicia. The rest of these battles will get one-shotted, except for final battle. It's not like we can undo being in this battle already with Phoenicia. Or, you know, within this delve set. Oh, even that it didn't one-shot. Okay, it definitely falls off at 70. In the current state of the game. Though if we had 12 magic, it wouldn't as much. But even if we had 12 magic, it would definitely fall off on 80 on some of the battles. Which is what we're on right now. These are lower battles, you should be easy to kill. And still not. So 70 seems to be the furthest she could realistically go, though, in the current state of the game. Unless you have the delve upgrade a lot more. Yep, that's pretty much what a flea market is. Same premise. Except normally they already have the tables and everything set up. You normally don't need to bring your own tables. Though there are some that are like that, but it's very rare that the place doesn't already have tables provided. Something like a garage sale, you would obviously need your own tables and stuff like that. But generally, if you're going to a flea market in the United States, a good majority of them already have tables. Though normally you want to have like some kind of fabric or something similar to put over it. Because generally if they're reusing the same tables over and over and over again, you want to have something in between the objects that you're putting on it and the table itself. What do I... Well, I don't do flea marketing anymore. I haven't done it for like 3 years. 4 years? Actually, 5 years? 4 or 5? Somewhere around 4 or 5. Yeah, almost 5 years now I haven't done flea marketing, I don't think. I only did it in New Jersey. It's not viable to do here. And especially during coronavirus, it would definitely not be viable to do, obviously. Let's see. Go to that. Actually, flea marketing in general might even be dead due to coronavirus. I know the really good market in New Jersey that I used to use is shut down a year or two ago. Even before the virus. They got bought out for housing development. Alright, let's go see what we got for our 2 orbs. Anything good? Nope. What's new? We're on a really dry blue streak right now, or lack thereof. I think we're like 3 weeks without a blue. Like early January, I think was like the last time we got in a blue. We're kind of dry. Hopefully we get one soon. But yeah, anyone has any questions? But yeah, what did I used to sell? Mostly like pretty much anything I could get and resell. But mostly Legos, various toys, some clothing and such, but generally clothing's annoying to deal with. Where you generally just like bulk sell it and then just donate the rest, whatever doesn't sell. But yeah, mostly just knick-knack stuff like that. It was mostly concentrated in toys and Legos and such. But pretty much anything I could get for a lower price and sell for more was pretty much a viable option. There are even some flea markets where you could literally buy stuff at the flea market, then literally resell it at the exact same flea market if you know what its value is, which is kind of funny. Old tools? Old tools sell pretty well generally at flea markets. As the kind of people who generally go to flea markets, there's definitely a high percent of people who would want tools. Because flea markets are a rather old-fashioned thing. So, yeah, generally tools. Anything that someone in the 1950s would be interested in generally sell pretty good at flea markets. But yeah, the average age of someone at a flea market is definitely towards the higher side. Like, I was the youngest adult normally selling at most of my flea markets when I was doing it. Because I was doing it when I was like 18, 19, 20. Which, honestly, you can't really get much younger than that if you're counting adults. Obviously, sometimes kids sell there too, but obviously they're with their parents and everything. I don't think you even can legally sell without being at least like 16 or 18 alone, without like supervision. I'm not sure what the age restriction was in New Jersey. I know in South Carolina you could probably get away with doing it as like 14 or something. Like you could literally like sell your family's produce from your farm at probably like 14 in South Carolina. I'm not sure what the age restriction was in New Jersey. I'm pretty sure it was 16 or 18. Do I have the Pure Faction team on standby to show real quick? Yes. It's this team. Right here. It's Ironjaw, Dominica, and double the Tartarus. It's pretty much Tartarus carry. He's actually one of the strongest faction troops we've ever had for Pure Faction. The reason for this is he has boost ratio at 1-to-1 based on their attack, which is obviously exceedingly devastating because when you're doing level 500 Pure Faction, their attack is very, very high. So being able to go and kill that out in with that much damage is very useful. I love having an adjustable mic like this. It's actually really nice compared to before. Because before, like when we leaned back like this, I could like never adjust it closer, and now it's like so easy. Anyways, any other questions, anyone? Otherwise, we're going to be wrapping up for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, hour prior to now tomorrow. We're mostly going to be doing, we got the Ox Pet for Lunar New Year's. That's on the 12th. Aside from that, yeah, we'll do the pet. We'll do a bunch of the world events. Maybe even get it done. Depends how progressed we are across the guild. And go from there. And of course, obviously, Guild War Day. Yes, our mic is very, very big. The Blue Yeti is actually like one of the biggest mics on the market. It is exceedingly big. I do plan on eventually getting a really high quality smaller mic, but that's down the line. Because getting an upgrade from here, this is a $130 mic that normally goes on sale for $100 these days during pretty much like any sale ever. If there's a reason for it to go on sale, it generally goes on sale for 100 these days. But I do eventually want to find a really high quality like $200-300 mic. But we'll get it at some point. This is perfectly fine. Like the audio quality on this is perfectly fine. We've had it for what now, 4 or 5 years? Still works perfect. If nothing else, I do have a thing to hold the mic already for when we do get a smaller one, because it came with the mic stand, but our mic didn't fit on it because it's too massive. I know, it casts a shadow on my face, I am aware, because my main light source is right there, and the mic is right here, so it's making a shadow right on top of me. If I lean up, it won't do it, for the most part. I didn't read your message. You finally got the mermaid fence. Let's see, did you need the fence you could make? Oh, I actually didn't bother trying to get the fence yet in Animal Crossing. That one new fence that came in randomly, I have no clue when. Maybe it came in the most recent patch. But, no, I didn't bother getting the DIY yet. I need to. But no, I don't need any of it. But thank you, though. But yeah, I haven't been doing the daily to go do Pascal to go get the thing. So I actually haven't gotten it yet. I should probably go do that. We could get it in just a few attempts. The only problem is Pascal is an extremely annoying daily in Animal Crossing, in that it could take you anywhere from like 1 minute to 1 hour, which is very bad if it takes towards 1 hour, obviously, which is why I haven't bothered getting around to it yet. Anyways, guys, I'll get you guys later. Thank you so much for stopping by. Always greatly appreciated chatting with you guys. We'll be back, as I mentioned, tomorrow. Hour prior to now tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we do every single night. Other than that, yeah, we still got quite a few things this week. We got the new pet on Wednesday. We got the Thursday class event for Warlord. And then Friday, we have the Bounty Hunter, which will be bringing in another Broken Spire troop. And just a standard bounty event. We should hopefully be able to get it done that morning. And we'll go from there. Anyways, guys, we'll catch you later. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy your week. Best of luck if you're still going to be trying for Iron Hawk. You still got 2 days, tomorrow and Thursday, until he's out of the drop table. Even if you don't get it by then, you will be able to get him in Soul Forge at some point. Though do keep in mind, it might be like 3 or 4 months before you have an opportunity to get him again, if you do not get him within the next 2 days. So good luck with that if you're still on the hunt. Anyways, guys, we'll catch you later. Thank you all so much for watching. Goodbye, everyone.